At least to swap places with the other who lost yesterday, by the way. Well, it looks like, yes, we are ready to go to Rufaro Stadium. There, I think the national anthem will be playing just now. And in the commentary box, we will be joining DJ Stanley Katsande and Joseph Nkani. So let's take you to Mbiles, Rufaro Stadium, as we await the Zimbabwe national anthem.
That was the national anthem, and we welcome you to Rufaro Stadium, where the Battle of Zimbabwe is about to explode. Dynamos in blue taking on Highlanders in their usual green, in their usual stripes of white and black. And it actually shows that the two teams are ready to battle it out, given the way that they were warming up, and the mood in the camp in both sides is that of trying to get a victory here today. And going by current form, of course, you talk of Highlanders being the team in form between these two, given the fact that they do have a better position. They've won some matches, and Dynamos, on the other hand, are clearly in doldrums. But look, they could rescue their season with a victory today here, as we see the two respective skippers, Emmanuel Jalai and Andrew Mbeva, are the two players posing for pictures with the referees, Arnold Kaseke, Victor Gambadzo, Pearson Rokoonera, and Grace Gimo. Norman Matemera is the match commissioner. And we hope that this quartet will come clean, given the way that the referees are being watched. See that Shanktrek Nyawa continues to operate in defense, and back in the side is Gumisai Clive Mandivei, who takes over now, and Chinyegetere has been pushed to the left-hand side. Gwatizo is pushed upfield as well to play as a left wing back, and Chiunga is a part of the team this afternoon. Jerryman and Pio will be playing just behind Agemang. That's the Ghanaian player who scored last weekend at Ngezi Platinum in a losing cause for Dimbare, who are now going through their pre-match ritual. They line up across the goal line with the captain in prayer. Definitely they need divine intervention. Things have not been going very well for the Harare team. Highlanders as well are now preparing for kickoff. Rafael Pitisi is keeping Arios Banda on the bench, who is now preparing for life as a coach. Talen Dube and Adan Dovu are some of the players at the back. Melikaya Ngube, Prince Dovu, and Andrew Mbeba, the captain, will be directing operations from the middle of the park. Rizin Subanda and Chueta alongside Ngube will be the trio that will be troubling the Dynamos. The 3-4-3 formation, a clear indication that Highlanders would like to control the match in the middle of the park, Joseph.
Yes, it's a very good afternoon, Stanley, to all our viewers here. Yes, Highlanders, of course, are looking to be on the offensive in this game. And we all know that Dynamos have been tight at the back. They haven't been scoring up front yet, but Dynamos have been tight at the back. They've been solid, but it's the goals up front that they are not getting. So Highlanders will then come into this game knowing that there isn't much of a threat in the Dynamos offensive play. So they want to congest their midfield and have more edge in the final third and cause more problems for the host team Dynamos. And if you look at the head-to-head games, in the last 8 games that they've played between the two teams, Dynamos have beaten Highlanders once, Highlanders winning the other 4 games, and they've had 3 draws in between them. So Dynamos have actually suffered at the hands of the Highlanders in this particular fixture. And we are going into a game which is also interesting to see how it's going to pan out. A misfiring Dynamos and not so consistent Highlanders.
Yes, indeed, and not so consistent Chilamoya Highlander boss that have come all the way from Bulawayo. The aim, of course, is to pick all 3 points here, given the fact that they are the team that's playing better. We are underway here at Rufaro Stadium. The crowd is still growing, but of course the singing has already started. Mandive clearing the ball, but Highlanders are already in business. And this one taken away. Chiunga didn't do a good job. Highlanders already applying the pressure, and Nyawa's clearance doesn't go very far. It's picked up in the middle of the park. Jimbare under pressure as Highlanders try to dominate. That's a good looking ball, but again the tackle plays the ball into touch, and Nyawa given the benefit of doubt by the referee of the afternoon, Arnold Ngube, who is being assisted by Victor Kambadzo on the near side. And Pearson Zokonera is the second assistant referee as Jalai guides it back. So all the way to the Jimbare goalkeeper. Not a very comfortable situation for them as Pio Telmo lays the ball to the far side. Jimbare trying to construct their own attack. Good control by Pio. Batizo, ball played through, and a dummy by Andrew Beva, allowing the ball all the way back to PTC. Rafael PTC, who throws a long one, setting up a run, but Highlanders deciding to play it backwards. They were clearing under pressure. Here it comes now in a dangerous position for Dimbare. Jalai has to run back and try to save the situation. In the process, conceding a corner, and they're demanding better presence from his colleagues as the corner will come from the far side. Highlanders with an opportunity here. Can they play it into the center? They've already thrown some big men in there. Andrew Beva, the captain, is among them in the center with Dynamos stretching them out with the youngster Enacio Junior Perezo. The corner has come, punked away by the goalkeeper, and in the end it's out of play, but the goalkeeper is injured. I don't think the referee saw that. He clattered into his own player, and he is lying injured. That's Prince Tafremuta, and I hope it's nothing serious, Joe.
Yeah, we hope it's nothing serious, Stanley. Of course, it was a frantic moment when that ball was flighted in from the far side corner kick, and then he went in for the punch, and of course he had every right to go for that ball, and then in the process he clattered into a Highlanders player, and unfortunately he came out west, and it's good to see him up on his feet again to defend the second corner kick in as many minutes.
Yes, the second corner for Chilamoya. It's played short. Can they pose the problems here? But it's picked up now by Chiunga. Perez Pio is being hauled to the ground. And in the end, they get the benefit of doubt. Free kick is coming through. That was Enacio Perezo Jr. who was brought down. Jalai beats his men well on the ground. Turns back, finding Chiunga. This one is picked up by Mandivei. to his goalkeeper Dafremutsa, who plays a long ball forward. And in the end, Enazio Junior Pereso caught offside. It will be a free kick to Highlanders. Quickly taken there by Highlanders. Atanzovu. Beva clears the danger. Onto the far side. No more to Peel, who clips it through. Good looking run there. There's Guatizo drifting into enemy territory. Turns away from his marker. And he's being forced backwards. Close marking from Highlanders. In the end, Dynamos will be desperate to keep possession here. It's taken away by Highlanders, who play the ball quickly upfield, trying to force Dynamos into defensive mode once again, but this time they've managed to take it away. And Nyawa had his heels clipped. That will be a free kick. That's how it happened. He did very well. Clever feet from the defender. But the striker didn't like the idea of being given a taste of his own medicine. And in the end, Jalai's effort has gone out of play. Drifting towards 5 minutes of the start here at Rufaro Stadium. It's the Battle of Zimbabwe, featuring Dimbare and Iboso. Junior Perezo shuffles the ball one way, then gives it away cheaply. Highlanders clear this one forward, and Mandive takes it up and plays a hopeful ball, but again straight to the goalkeeper PTC, who doesn't do a good job. Jerimani turns away from his marker. Now it comes to Pio. Back to Jerimani, looking for the captain. Can they find him? That's the big question. Jalai desperately trying to keep the ball in play. Kicks it high into the air. Highlanders are coming through now. Can they do something special? Good turn. A lovely ball played through, but somehow he misses it. And a chance for a shot. And Dynamos lining up to clear. Finally, Nyawa intervenes. Mbeva wins possession. Chueta. And that's a shot easily taken there by Tafremutsa Prince. He had a long view of that one and went down to make a save. Nyawa clips it forward. Dimbare pick up possession. They are quite lucky in getting possession as the shot will come. This is how it all happened. And now Dimbare are trying to go forward. This one is straight back to Pereso. Junior, long ball forward. Into the area, Guatizo. And the goalkeeper does well to save. Ageman came in at the last minute trying to deflect it, but could not beat the Highlanders goalminder. Beva posting a long ball forward. And the goalkeeper off his line, but watches it and collects. Dafremutsa to Chiunga, playing as a defensive linkman this afternoon. Plays it forward on Beva. Dangerously playing the ball away. He's lucky that the Dynamos player was not attentive. Throw is taken. Chiunga to Peresu. Sliding tackle comes in. Nyawa clearing the danger, but Highlanders knocking the ball around with a bit of purpose. And this is a long clearance out of play for a throw-in. Kelvin Kayindu, the Zambian, is no newcomer to Zimbabwean football. Played for Highlanders, now he's their coach. taking a long look downfield. He knows all about the Battle of Zimbabwe. These fans are equally familiar with the situation. As Dynamos now restart the formula, playing the ball all the way back to goalkeeper Tafiremutsa. Jalai picks up possession, gets the return pass. Lovely work. But in the end, Jalai had to skip a number of illegal challenges. The referee, Arnold Ngube, gives him the benefit of doubt. Free kick as we take a look again at what happened. And in the end, the free kick is carelessly played. Some tight marking coming from Dimbare. Ndovo. Here it comes on the near side. Chiwetu skips past one man. Good run coming in from the defender. And in the end, it's out of play for a throw into Highlanders. Quickly taken. As they bring it down once again. A lot of running coming from these young Highlanders players. Mafias. And the shot comes in. And offside against Highlanders. The idea was that he was trying to pick a shot. It got deflected and landed safely to Rizin Subanda, who couldn't avoid being caught offside. Free kick now to Dynamos. Tafiremutsa Prince to take it for Dynamos. 0-0 the scoreline if you're joining us. 10 minutes played. Ball picked up now. The chance for Jerimani to guide it backwards, and Jalai decides to go all the way back to his goalkeeper. Ball being shuffled from left to right. Ball played through. Jalai does well to beat his marker. Plays it safe. Mandive. Zimbabwe deciding to start from the back. Chiunga a bit desperate, but Dynamos play the ball through. Jerimani breaks loose, still far from the goal area, but drift into the penalty box. The cross will come, and the goalkeeper does well to catch it at the second bite of the cherry. That was one serious move by Dynamos, Joe.
Dynamos coming up with a clean sweep move from their half. They exchange passes, and the Jalai released Junior Jerimani on the right hand side, and then he sent in a cross which pitches he dealt with uncomfortably, and he had the second bite of the cherry. Good for him that he actually finally clashed that ball, but otherwise it was danger lurking for Highlanders. A good move by Dynamos in the first half.
Yes, indeed, a very good move by Dimbare. Big question is, can they repeat it? As Soja Minuka looks downfield. That's the Dimbare coach. Jaminuka made a name for himself playing for now defunct Black Mambas back in the day. Well, I understand they're now back in Division 1. The police outfit was one team that really made an impression. Dimbare still favoring to play the ball from the back. And they have been caught in their own territory. Danger here for Dimbare. Svanda Reason losing it. And they've picked up Chiwet. And it's taken away by Jalai. Dimbare exchanging good passes. Ball played through Agemang. Good sliding tackle coming through. And playing the ball into touch is the Highlanders defender. He's done extremely well on that occasion, because if he had lost it, it would have been disastrous for Highlanders. We're trying to win this one. The throw from Captain Jalai. Chiunga skips a challenge, lays it through. Jerimani on the far side plays a good looking ball. Gwatiza will pick it up. The cross is overcooked, and this one goes over for a goal kick. That was a wasted opportunity.
Gwatiza would have delivered a better cross than that. We have seen so far Dynamos coming back into the game. Highlanders were threatened in the first 5 minutes of the game, and Dynamos managed to contain them. And now Dynamos are on the offensive, and Highlanders are having to deal with the forays that Dynamos are creating.
Yes, indeed, as Nyawa heads the ball away. Dimbare will pick it up now. Nyerere will guide it backwards. This is Tafremutsa. Long effort. Battle in the center. Jerimani loses out. It's taken away by Mshore. Guides it back to Mbeba, the captain. Looks downfield. He wants to see where he can put it so that he can hit the opponent. Highlanders laying it wide on the far side. The return ball. And this one goes out of play. Goal kick. Once again. The idea was right, but unfortunately it wasn't directed to a well-placed Highlander striker. And even so, Chaminuka knows this. Out of your picture, the Timbari captain coming close to get some instructions. Akiaman, full of running. He hasn't really made an impression. Kwatizo turns away from his marker. And this play to Pio. Telmo lays it through. This is a good position. But my goodness me, Inacio Junior Peresu had the idea, but nobody was on the same page with him, and the ball goes out for a goal kick. These Highlanders fans heaved a huge sigh of relief on that particular occasion. Highlanders take up possession, but then Nyawa, very comfortable on the ball. Understandable for somebody who played in midfield. Agyemang, the Ghanaian, keeps it down. And gives it away cheaply once more. Highlanders still to settle down after the threat by Dimbare. Here is Nyawa. Chinyerere. Kwatizo tightly monitored. The ball is taken away. Danger here for Dimbare. But again, they managed to snuff the chance. And it's back with Highlanders. For a moment I thought they would break loose. Here's a chance, and wow, my goodness me. Not a very good cross coming in from the near side here. Talent Jube failing to curl this one in, so that it would have bothered the goalkeeper, Prince Tafremutsa. Nyawa to Pio. Very active, and Kwatizo hacked from behind. And he is down injured. Confirmation of the scoreline here. 0-0 is the scoreline. The kick is taken quickly. Jalai. Mandive. Gome clips it through. The Chiunga fighting and fighting, but he was all over his opponent. That was Jeriman rather. All over his opponent in Athanzovu. Beva now lays it short. Talent Dube played it on the near side here. A lovely turn coming in from the middle of the park. As Highlanders find Beva. Beva, the captain, well, doesn't do a good job. He gets second bite of the cherry. Now lays it through. Mandive takes it away for Dynamos, who I must say are passing the ball quite well. And Agyemang, no doubt, is caught offside. He should have timed his run with 17 minutes gone. I think it's a bit of a punch for punch here. Highlanders dominated in the early minutes, and Dynamos, I must say, at this stage, are dominating. This youngster is showing his presence, Inacio Junior Pereso. Highlanders now restarting the formula from the far side. They've had the lion's share of possession, but Dynamos have looked dangerous when they break. Here it comes with talent, Dube. Dube playing it forward, looking for Sibanda, but doesn't get him. Then it comes back to Melika Ngube in the middle of the park. Highlanders now, Mshore plays it through. Pipkum Mshore once again drifting into enemy zone. And his effort goes wide. No problem for the goalkeeper. Prince Tafre Mutai. Poor effort by the young man Mushore there. He should have done a lot better, and he knows it, Joe.
Yeah, well, it's about wrong decision making, Stanley, in my view, where you have other options that could actually yield more results, more positive results, and then the player, maybe it's adrenaline rush to the head, but otherwise it's about decision making in the final third or in the prime target areas.
Chiunga posting a long ball forward, neatly brought down. Jalai controls it well. Back to Chiunga once again. Umase is dominating in the middle of the park. Another crossfield ball, and Gwatidzo impeded. That will be another free kick to Dimbare, and some tight marking coming in from is that Marvin Atiwagoni, lying injured, together with Abel Gwatidzo, who is now writhing in agony. Yeah, they went for a high ball. Looks like both players had every right to be there. And in the end now, it's going to be a Dibare free kick as Sol Chaminuka passes on some more instructions to his defenders. His stalwart Mandue and Nyawa. And it looks like they are going to wait for the recovery of these players, or are they going to treat them off the field of play? It looks like the ref has decided that they be removed. A bit surprising. I thought the two players would have been taken out first before the match restarts. But the Dimbare free kick will now come. Still waiting for that free kick. This is a dangerous one. Just past the post. Very close indeed. And once again, it was Gwatidzo. Was very close to it. A well-taken free kick. And Kelvin Kind and company, understandably not comfortable with the defending on that occasion. Talent Dube. Very skillful. Beats his marker. Jovu. Turns away, plays it through, but Dynamos. And in the end, it's a Dimbare throw. 21 minutes as we take a look at the free kick. All it needed was a gentle touch, and it would have been in the back of the net. Free kick to Dynamos. The Highlanders players doing all they can to delay that kick so that their players can move back into the preordained positions. And to those of you joining us for the first time, you might wonder, we started off a bit early. That's because we have got two players, three in fact, two from Dimbare and one from Highlanders, in the form of Emmanuel Jalai, who is supposed to go to Morocco to join the rest of the Zimbabwe national team, and also Ross Ngwenya.
And then for the COSAFA, there's also a contingent that is meant to go for the COSAFA tournament. That is Prince Ndlovu from Highlanders, Andrew Beba, Mafios Chiweta, and from Dynamos is Gusa Ngwenya. So that's the reason why this game started early.
A chance there! Cleared away. Oh, desperate action by the Dynamos goalkeeper. These Highlanders fans thought that they had done it. But no, Prince Tafremuza had other ideas. Here's what created the mayhem. Into the box. And Mandive's header went in the wrong direction. The cross from Prince Ndlovu. The corner kick is taken, punched away by the goalkeeper. Some good marking coming in from the Highlanders. These are the youngsters who are likely to be doing duty for Zimbabwe at the COSAFA tournament. They are not giving each other any breathing space. Chinyerere gives away possession. Highlanders restart the formula. Brief interception. But again, Highlanders are still coming now. The cross looks good. Cleared away by Nyawa. And this one will roll into touch. For a throw in as Soldier Minuka continues to pace up and down the technical area like a caged tiger. Jalai wins the pass, and Guatizo has come from the other side. As Jalai clips it forward once again, looking for Agyemang. Agyemang has gone through now. Agyemang still inside the area, plays it back. Guatizo. Well, for someone who plays at the defender, I'm not surprised.
Yeah, well, not surprised, Stanley, yes, but this is usually a left back. But if you look at it, he was coming from the right-hand side, so you would expect him to use his left foot and curl it with his inside boot and find the top left corner. But I think it was an issue of the wrong technique that was applied there by Guatizo. I would have expected better from Guatizo. He had found himself, created himself some good space, which he did not capitalize. So another chance wasted but it was a good run by Agyemang, venturing into the Highlanders box, and then Guatizo blasting the ball, using the laces, and blasting the ball out of
he went for power instead of placement.
Yes.
And immediately out of your picture, both coaches are calling on their players to come to the technical area as attention is being given to Prince Tafremutsa, the Dimbare goalkeeper, who once again was bumped into by his opponents in trying to defend a corner. Soldier Minuka there in the middle of his players, giving them instructions on what to do. But I think credit to Soldier Minuka. This is looking a slightly different Dynamos team, Joe.
Yeah, I agree with you, Stanley. Soldier Minuka is coming to Dynamos, and I think you can see what he's trying to do. You can see a certain pattern in the Dynamos play. And all they need to do now is to find a goal. Because Dynamos, if you look at this particular fixture last season, Stanley, this fixture, Dynamos lost by 0-2 to Boso, through goals by Macmillan Shore as well as Godfrey Makaruse. And Highlanders will want to maintain this hold on Dynamos. Dynamos better find themselves a goal and reverse that trend.
Oh yes, they have to do something to reverse the trend. Here Chiunga has been dominating in the middle of the park. Jerimani to Jalai. Turns one way, plays it through. It's picked up by Pio. He finds up Junior Perez, shuffling it from one side to the other. Ball played into touch. And the assistant referee has awarded a throw-in to Dimbare. Taken by the captain, it's a long one inside the box. The Highlanders pick up possession. Chiunga from the distance turns away from his marker. The Highlanders are good at it, defending so well. Now they're coming at Dimbare. Mandiwe. Jalai is bitten. Danger here for Dimbare. This is Prince Lovo. Brings in a good looking cross and easily dealt with. Some good control coming from some of the young players here. Agyemang. And in the end, Jerimani backs away. But Dynamos winning possession. Chiunga continuously dominating the exchanges in the middle of the park. The goalkeeper is off his line. And Agyemang finally picks it up. Dynamos restarting the formula. In a goalless situation, the captain Jalai will collect this one to Perez Jr. Agyemang. It's Jerimani. Perez ducks away from a tackle as Highlanders are pushing through. A chance for them, good control. And Jalai guides it back to his goalkeeper, Prince Tafremutsa, and has put Mandive under pressure here. We used to call that one a hospital pass. And in the end, the referee has just blown to call on the medics of both sides to come and attend to the injured players. Must have been a clash of heads in
Yes,
mid-air.
yes, definitely a clash of heads, and the referee was spot on and was on site to immediately make a call to stop play and allow the two players to be attended to. Good call by the referee and well spotted. Head injuries, the protocols are that play has to stop immediately and allow the players to be attended to, because concussion protocols are taken seriously in the world of football.
Yes, indeed, and the ref has complied. Good call by Arnold Ngube. As we take a second look at the incident.
Yeah, definitely.
No more Chinyerere going down there. Do we hope both players will be able to recover and continue?
And the two teams are coming in from losses from their respective previous games. Dynamos lost 2-1 to Ngezi last weekend after having taken a lead, but Ngezi will not go down without a fight. They equalized and eventually won 2-1 out in Ngezi. And then Highlanders on their end, they lost 0-1 to the students Herentals at Emma Gumen in Babafu. So both teams carrying losses into this particular game, seeking to redeem themselves.
Definitely they would like to change the scenario by at least picking all 3 points. And talking of teams that played earlier yesterday, Moors took on Scotland, and the end result was a 1-0 victory for Lloyd Mtasa's Moors. It must have been very painful for Maviravira.
It was indeed. If you look at the incentives that had been thrown on the table for both teams, most players are the ones who go home happier. And I understand they were promised winning bonuses plus the shopping trips to Dubai, which I think they can now claim. And on the other hand, Scotland had also been promised a hefty bonuses, which they failed to get. So Moors currently ruling the roost, and deservedly so. Stanley, they are top of the log table, and you can't question their credentials, because Loic Samaita Mtasa has done so well, and they deserve to be on top of the league table.
Oh yes, indeed, they do deserve to be top of the table. Who knows, they could stay there until end of the season and become champions, just like Black Rhinos way back in 1984 when they came into the league after taking players from Cape United and Dynamos. They went on to win the league ahead of Cape United and Dimbare themselves, and the same thing could be happening in this particular season. But of course, Moors didn't do that much. They brought in their own players, and it's Scotland who actually bought players, and they're still in there with a shout for the league title. And Reason Sibanda had to be bandaged.
Yeah, it's not looking too good.
And, but one thing that I don't understand, why is the referee not, because normally when play is stopped, these players should actually go off the field of play. And then there is that. This is the second incident in which it hasn't happened. No wonder why Zifa has decided to punish our match officials, unless they've got new information that we are not aware about. This could get Arnold Ngube into trouble.
And remember, Arnold Ngube is the same referee who handled this particular fixture in 2017 when he red-carded the Dynamos player Christian Ipupa for a headbutt on Peter Mudua. And the red card was reportedly rescinded by Zifa president back in the day, Dr. Philip Chiangwa. But of course, it eventually stood, if my memory serves me right. But it's the same referee who's handling this particular game, who had done so well so far. Stanley, of course, we must give him that credit. But except for that questionable call, where when play is stopped due to injury, the injured players must step off the pitch and be allowed in when play has resumed.
Those are the rules that I do know. But look, I'm not a referee. He is the one who is updated with the latest. We'll find out from the match commissioner whether this is the case. A free kick in a very good looking position for Dynamos, and again Lot Chiwunga. It's Temptation Chiwunga, rather. Lot plays for Scotland. Chiwunga behind it. It's a good looking one, punched away by the goalkeeper, and Highlanders managed to defend. This one is gone out of play. It was a good run there by Mafias Chueta. Certainly proving to be a handful for the Dimbare players, especially those on the left, Jalai and company, Chelmo Pio and Bandive. Free kick, or throw in rather. Yeah, it was a throw in. Here it comes from Jalai into the area. The Dimbare fighting for it. Highlanders managing to clear. And again, Rizensband penalized for a kick on young Jeremani. And I can tell you that Rizensband is very brave, managing to jump and trying to hit the ball with that heavily bandaged head. And this is the contact. Yes, indeed, Jeremani was the first to arrive to the ball, and Sbanda was judged to be the guilty party. Free kick. Again, Chiunga behind it. Dimbare have got acres of space on the right-hand side. But unfortunately, Chiunga wasn't looking. Here's a cross into the area. Near side assistant ref's flag is up for offside. It's a free kick to Highlanders. Still goalless with just over 10 minutes to the Oranges. Here's Beba. Long searching ball from Andrew Beba. Sbanda heads it. It's picked up by Highlanders. Good looking opportunity. But this one taken away. The Guatizo to Agemang, who turns away from his marker. Another long ball forward. Drops just inside the field and it's headed out of play by Highlanders. And the throw in taken. Agemang picks it up. Well, he had the vision, but not the accuracy. Good dummy there by Mafias Chueta. And Talen Dube, despite his lack of height, is so agile. He knows what to do in tricky situations. Well, the Highlanders player, in a bid to get the attention of the referee, Atandofu,
it was very dramatic.
It was, yeah, I thought it was showboating.
Yes.
But then, no, he had a genuine reason to stop playing because there was no pressure in the match ball. Now in this day and age of several match balls, we've restarted. Here is Junior Perez, who turns in field. Does well to find Chiunga. Chiunga to the far side for Guatizo, who turns away from his marker. Chinyerere no more with a good looking cross, but this one taken away by Pitisi, who watched it all the way and made a routine save. Rafael Pitisi, the Highlanders goalminder. Dynamos have been getting a lot of cheap possession. Highlanders are giving away possession at times rather unnecessarily. Yes, Guatizo once more, full of running, but Mbeva has kept him at bay. Good shielding from the Highlanders captain. Goal kick to Chilamoya. 0-0 the scoreline here. 37 minutes played, 8 minutes to the Oranges. Now PTC can clear the ball downfield. Atandovo. And this one comes to the near side for Mafias Chueta. Chueta tightly monitored. He's taken away. Jalai clears. Agemang battling for possession. This one, well, Atandovo left something on Agemang. And Arnold Mube has given a free kick. And out of your picture, Kelvin Kaindu questioning the referee. How did that happen? But that's exactly how it happened. Yeah, he kicked his opponent. Highlanders free kick. Beva spots it carefully. Lays it in midfield for Melkaran Ngube. Reasons band up. It's taken away again by Dynamos. Chiunga taking a bit of time. Agemang tightly monitored and is taken away. Here is Mafia Stueta into the center of the field. Talent Dube. A lovely interchange of passes from Highlanders. They actually remind me of what was happening last night in the Champions League. Yes, Highlanders again. A shot will come and a chance here. Wonderful clearance by Emmanuel Jalai. My word. I was about to say goal for Highlanders, but the captain stood his ground, Joe.
True to his influence in the Dynamo setup, Jalai is one calculating defender, and from that small stature of his, the way he makes decisions, the way he applies himself, he came in with a timely intervention there. Otherwise, it would have been problems for goalkeeper Prince Tafire Muta.
Yes, Tafire Muta now has just collected the ball from a corner kick. But my word, this was the kick. The ball bobbled and Jalai didn't give up. And very nearly it would have been disastrous for Dimbare with Brighton Ngube lurking. Here comes Dimbare once again with Chiunga. Kwatizo. Chinyerere guides it backwards. Reason Banda goes in for the challenge. Mbeba has picked up the ball. Pio gives away possession. And a free kick following a foul on the Highlanders, the defender Atanzovu. Mbeba now will take that free kick with 5 minutes, just under 5 minutes to the Oranges. It's been a half of end-to-end stuff, both teams with numerous chances, but they could not take full advantage. They start once again. Atanzovu. Long ball forward. This one comes down into the middle of the park. Ngube. The shot. Sibanda looks for support. Mushore plays the ball in the area. And offside. The whistle had long gone, unfortunately. But Highlanders with some lovely interpassing. Unfortunately, the far side assistant ref flag was up.
Yes, Highlanders are coming in with some exciting interchange of play. They are finding each other. The way they are so confident on the ball, and I think they're a joy to watch. But I let Dynamos, to their credit, they've managed to repel any threats that Highlanders have been throwing at them.
Pio. His ball was blocked and it's out of play. This will be a throw-in to Dimbare in a goalless situation. This is the man who actually is responsible for the goalless draw here with his timely clearance. Emmanuel Jalai. He won't be going back home today. He's flying off to Morocco. But now he's given away possession. Continues to fight. Takes it away. Jalai rounds it off a player. He still goes. Emmanuel Jalai. And in the end, it's a throw in to Highlanders. I think he overcarried the ball on that occasion. Kelvin Kaindu applauding his defender for a job well done, because Jalai was about to create problems.
Jalai got injured in the process when he went on that foray. You know, there's one thing that is his trademark that we can point out, that Jalai is tenacious. When he has the ball, he's always happy and comfortable to take on defenders. And of course, in this particular instance, he paid the price. But you can't fault him for seeing space and trying to fill in that space and attack. But it was just unfortunate that he got injured in the process. But he's very tenacious when he has the ball.
Yeah, I can see that he's actually spitting blood coming out of his mouth. And well, as a football player, he will be able to get up and carry on with it.
Yeah.
That's the life of a footballer. Solskjaer Minuka knows all about it. And I can hear that we will be getting 2 minutes of stoppage time. I think the ref is quite right in that there weren't many stoppages. And now the referee once again testing the match ball. He is happy with it. Starts it with a drop ball, finding Mbeva. Mbeva's long effort. Jimbare cannot clear the ball properly. Mushore to the near side here. Chueta shuffling it from one foot to the other. And finally the shot, and in the end it goes wide. Melikaya Ngube tried his luck from the best part of 25 meters, but it went wide. No problem there for the goalkeeper with a minute to the 45. Prince Tafiremutsa taking his time. I'm sure he would like to take this goalless draw to half time. That's the 2 minutes given by the referee. And the Grace Gimo, the fourth match official, has just raised the board to that effect. Tafiremutsa. Long searching effort. Agemeng is beaten in the air by Mbeva. And it comes kindly for Highlanders. But Jimbare take it away almost immediately. Chiunga to Pio. Here it comes now, lays it through for Agemang, who runs well. Agemang trying to keep the ball under control. He needs a much bigger stature. Jalai, heck down, and a free kick. Set piece to come for Dynamos as we play the first 30 seconds of the stoppage time. This is how it happened. And Jalai.
It was unfortunate. He was injured on arrival. When he was just ushered into the game to resume play, before his medic could actually take his seat on the bench. So it's very unfortunate, Jalai there. He's a man at war.
I think it shows that he's one player who is heavily involved in what is going on down there on the pitch. Yes, Chiunga, temptation to take it. It's a long one inside the area, headed in the wrong direction, and it's picked up by Highlanders. Prince Dovo skipping past his marker. Tackle by Shadrach Nyawa.
Fine, I don't think I saw any contact with Prince there. Of course, he went in with a lunge, but he only lunged at the ball. There was no player. The Prince had not yet arrived where the ball was. Yes. That's why I see Prince was actually watching him clatter himself on the ground. So yes, Highlander supporters may feel aggrieved, but maybe looking at it as a way of he intended to go in there, but he did not catch him.
Yes, he knew exactly what he was doing. And these fans will be very happy with their defender, Shadrach Nyawa, as the referee, Arnold Ngube, blows to end the first 45 minutes here at Rufaro Stadium. The Battle of Zimbabwe is still even Stevens. It's 0-0 the scoreline. And Joe, your thoughts about the first 45 minutes?
First 45 minutes for me have been exciting. It's been an exciting half for the neutral. And even for the two teams that are involved here, there's still something to expect out of this game. Highlanders started strongly for the first 5-7 minutes. Dynamos contained them, and then they came in and threw their own punches. Highlanders managed to contain them, and so it was a pendulum in the first half. Both teams gave as much as they got, but we also saw some brilliant play from the individual players. Like for Highlanders, I think Talent Dube did very well, and even Athandov at CP, he was actually enjoying himself. Then on the left wing, there's also Mafios Chiweta, who was doing well. He came in with a number of brilliant runs on the left channel on behalf of the Highlanders. Then on the Dynamo side, I think we need to...
So halftime, Kumbiles at Rufaro Stadium in the Battle of Zimbabwe, and it's goalless. A very exciting match, I think. And why it's only goalless, although there have been chances at either ends, but the real chance swept away by Kapopi Emmanuel Jalai after Maninja, that's Brighton Ngube, his effort there, and Kapopi just swept it away. So very exciting, impressive players. I think almost all, the two sides, almost all are impressive players indeed. This is why we call it the Battle of Zimbabwe. One team founded in 1926, that's Highlanders. The other one founded in 1963. Of course, the first team in Zimbabwe football history, Shabani Mine, back in 1914. Just a bit of stats if you didn't know. And Dynamos have won the league title 22 times. Highlanders have won it 7 times. Just a bit more stats. I'm still with Uche, Achiford Mundawa, and Chief Justice Majavi. Let me start with you, Chief Justice. 0-0, fair prediction. Do you think that your side is improved a little bit somewhat since the arrival of Madzibaba Sol Chaminuka? What's your take?
I think looking at this game, it's more like a 50-50 one. Yeah, with both keepers doing very well. I've seen Tafire Mutsi have been a bit busy.
Yep.
Yeah, and,
busier
other than PTs,
yeah.
Other than PTs, but all of them in terms of coming out, cutting crosses, they've done so well, and the action is there. Only that is lacking goals. Yeah, but Dynamos, they have tried with the way they've been playing. I think they're not much changed, but it's a little bit better because they're playing on the ground, they're passing to each other, moving forward. Only that their third is a little bit weak, whereby they just need to make goals. But Highlanders, they've done so well. And
as we see the highlights here, the chief and of course Highlanders were first on the starting blocks with the Ribo. Recent Sabanda now with his bandaged head has been causing some problems there for Dimbare, Chief Justice.
He's a top man, you know. He's powerful, and I think an intelligent striker. He quite great skills. You can see the way he turns with the ball. You know, I think he's someone to watch, and it's actually a danger, man.
As we look at the crowd, yes, the Apo in Shona, here and there, but this is not the crowd of the Dynamos of old Uche.
Rightly so, CNN, and if you look at the picture there, your Vietnam stand on the eastern side, almost 25 to 40% full thereabout, but there was that call for boycott by certain sections of the Dynamos fraternity. But you still see that CNN Dynamos is an irresistible brand. They still come and see maybe today. That's when he will turn the corner. Maybe today, that's when he will rise from the valley. There is something about Dynamos that the supporters still feel maybe they'll give it us to us today. And Jalai there making a fantastic clearance, a timely intervention. Even if you look at the balance of power in terms of attempts on target, more attempts on target from Highlanders, like what Chief said earlier on, to say the busy of the two goalkeepers is Tafire Mutsa, but the Dynamos rear guard well marshaled by Mandivei as well as Nyawa there. I think they've thwarted some dangerous raids from Highlanders.
That's right. Prince Tafire Mutsa has been fantastic. Even the last time out when Dynamos played in Ngezi Platinum, or even before, I mean, he's been brilliant, the former Herentals goalkeeper. Just talking about the call for boycott from some sections of the Dynamos fans, but there are some die-hard Dynamos supporters, like Uche was saying. There's one in particular, I was actually talking to him in the morning, Wilfred Chipere, and he said I will always go to support Dimpar whether and Nemvura. You know, he loves it. He's actually there at Rufaro Stadium, Wilfred Jipere. So some of these supporters will, whatever is happening, whether it's in the boardroom or on the pitch, they will still love their team. And I think this is what, Chief Justice, what makes this game so beautiful.
Yeah, you know, at the end of the day, you need the fans. You know, there's if you are to boycott, I think it's for me. I see it like we are punishing the players. Yeah, because they really need the support. Because if the fans don't go to the stadium, the games are still gonna continue.
Yes,
you know. So you see, it's there's nothing to drive the boys, and this team it relies on the fans. So I think there are certain ways whereby the fans need to engage, maybe with the management and maybe the board as well, to solve these issues that is outside of the players. You know, because not going to the stadium, the team is shallow, you know, in terms of support. You have to push. We have watched so many games, and you can see the arrival of Scotland and Moors. Look at the numbers in the stadium. It's what is driving them. Yeah. Besides what they are producing on the field, but the numbers they have outside is driving them. If you go to BF, it's always full, no matter what. But it's always full. But let's also do the same for this team, because these boys need support. You know, it's not actually the fault on the pitch. There are certain areas which are not being addressed, but they cannot be addressed by boycotting. Boycotting the match, you are punishing the players. Yeah, because the fixtures will continue. So I think there are other maybe ways of dealing with these matters, but the fans will always go. You know, as Dynamos Uche mentioned it, people love it. People like it. Some, they don't even know these problems. Some, they don't even understand what it means, but they just go, they have to go. And also today, what actually affected this fixture, it could have brought a bigger crowd. I think it's the kickoff time. Because it started earlier than expected, and you can see now people are just trying to, and some have been asking, what time is the match? We hear the match is at 2 and so forth. So it can be like this, and
could be another reason.
Yeah, it could be another reason.
I mean, there's no doubt about it. If you talk about, I always talk about which is the slickest passing team in Zimbabwe, you don't have to think about it. It's FC Platinum. And right now, which is the most supported team or best supported team in Zimbabwe, you don't have to think about it. It's Amatlola Nyama. Of course, Ezim Nyama Ngikan. They are the best supported team in the country. It used to be Dynamos and then Highlanders second. But now, there's no doubt about it. It's Highlanders number 1. Second, I don't want to go into that one. But I know right now, Highlanders are number 1 as far as the most supported team or the best supported team. And just to let you know that Moors, the Panthers, Udzana, after winning yesterday, they are now on 30 points. And second place, of course, Simba Bora did not win. They are in second place, and of course in third place are Scotland. Right now, Highlanders are 10th and Dynamos are 16th. If Dynamos win, they can go 1 up. And if Highlanders win, they can also go 1 up. So we'll have to wait and find out. But a very exciting first 45 minutes indeed from the 2 most illustrious football teams in the country. And what can we expect in the second half? Yes, Highlanders have had more cracks at goal, and with their most telling one, they swept away by the vicious Kapopi. They can call him Kapopi, the little miniature dog, but he is vicious on the pitch. I think you know that. So what can we expect in the second half? Let me start with Uche and give him the cap of Kelvin Kahindo KK.
Well, one impressive thing so far in the first half by Highlanders, they've made about 6 attempts on target. They've forced 2 corner kicks against 0 for Dynamos. So in terms of the determination, the zeal to get a goal, Highlanders are on the upper end. But kudos also to the Dynamos rear guard, because they managed to continue those raids and alert Jalai with a timely intervention there. So Kahindu, I think he just needs to up the venom levels for Highlanders, because right now in the Premier League, the deadly attacking duo Brighton Ngube as well as Risen Sibanda, they've scored 9 goals between them, and they are the deadliest combination in the league right now. So Dynamos are playing with Wolves up front there for Highlanders, and they need to be extra careful whether they are going to space mark or man mark those two players. So I think for Kaindu, the word is precision up front, because I think in terms of passing the ball around, knocking the ball around with purpose, they've been doing that. They've been using both the left channel as well as the right channel equally. They're also coming in via the central channel. So they're spreading the ball, Highlanders. It's only precision in front of goal which is lacking. But with a deadly combination, anything can happen. But for Dynamos, their defense need not to be at their best, but ultra best to contain the two forwards for Highlanders.
Okay. Yes, we'll say there, Uche, is we see there. Yes, this is Nyale, isn't it? Nyale, yes. And Marvelous Nakamba, Nyale, captain and vice captain there of the Zimbabwe Warriors. Yes, they will be leaving later on tonight for Morocco. But as you notice, they are not in the squad. Whether Nice will take them to cheer on a team, we don't know, but they haven't been picked up. They have been selected. I believe that one party has left one section and another section, including Jalai, will leave later as we take on Burkina Faso, of course, and Niger. Of course, the leading goal scorer in the country now, joint, Washington Navaya of Tel1, and the one they call Mbappe at Moors, that's Billy Veremo. Right, let's cross back to Mbiles, to Rufaro Stadium, and rejoin DJ Stanley Katande and Joseph Nkani. 0-0. We'll be talking to you at the end of the 90.
Welcome back to the second half. Dynamos taking on Highlanders in the Battle of Zimbabwe. Now Highlanders playing from left to right and Dynamos from right to left as we get underway here. Chiunga for Dimbare. Clips it forward. Jalai has picked up possession. And he's got it all the way back to the goalkeeper. Prince Tafremutsa under pressure from Risen Sibanda. Here is a chance once again, but offside according to the far side assistant referee. That's Victor Kambadzo. Andrew Mbeba to take the free kick. Mbeba, the Highlanders captain, finds Atlanzovo, his compatriot. His Highlanders are now pushing through. Sibanda can't quite control. Jalai takes it away from him. Clips a long one, setting up a run with Agyemang. And in the end, Atlanzovo does well to clear the danger. Chiunga wanted a dummy, but it was well read by Sibanda Risen. And here comes now a chance, Mafios. And the intended target was way offside, but he didn't take part in play.
There was no need for the whistle to blow.
No need for the whistle. He was in no offside position, yes, but he didn't play the ball.
Yes, he actually ignored the ball and allowed his teammate to run onto it. So there was no need for the whistle to be blown in that instance.
That was unfair. I mean, should I say it's poor officiating?
Yeah, Arnold Ngube got it wrong.
Arnold Ngube is really getting himself into a tangle here. Chiunga finds Nyerere Nomo, controls it well. Back again in the middle of the park. Chiunga, tightly monitored, falls under challenge. Play on, says the referee. I think he's right. Agyemang goes all the way back to help out his defenders. And this one is played into touch carelessly. Highlanders losing possession unnecessarily. Jalai will play it backwards. Mandiwe looking for Nyawa. Shadrach, who I must say has steadied the Dimbare defense. And in the end, it comes to Mbeva. Clipping a long ball forward. And in the end, they say it had gone out of play. Throw in, quickly taken. And Shore turns away from his marker. Ball played through. Again, Prince Ndovu loses out. It's taken by Pio. Loose touch has given away possession. Hatuagoni. Tumshore. Picked up in the center. Prince Ndovu. Tumbeva. Clipping it through, and again that wasn't accurate. And Dynamos now coming through. But then it is picked up by Hatuagoni, who finds his goalkeeper, Raphael Peterson. Restarts the formula with the talent Dube. And it comes back to Mafios Chueta. The return pass is good. Chueta beats his marker, takes on another, lays it backwards. And this is Highlanders pushing through with Melikana Ngube. There he is now shuffling the ball from one foot to the other. The captain does well to find space. The cross is high. Nobody home for Highlanders. Yeah, I think we talked about better suppliers for both sides. On that occasion, Talent Dube should have done a lot better, playing the ball into the box, which was heavily populated with his teammates. Here's Shadrack Nyawa. Nyerere. Nyawa. Back to Chinyerere again. And this one. And Highlanders will pick this one up offside according to the near side assistant ref. I think he's right on that occasion. We welcome those who have just joined us this afternoon. It's the Battle of Zimbabwe, Dynamos versus Highlanders. A very good crowd here at Rufaro Stadium. 15 to 16,000, I think. And in this day and age, it's a good attendance. We do not have draw cards in the past. The likes of Willard Kumalo, Madinda Ndlovu, Netai Moyo. Oh, Moyo is here. Netai, but he is here as the welfare manager. Dynamos have lost possession. Here is Ndlovu. Sliding tackle from Gwatidzo. Referee blowing for that one. Perhaps for a tackle from behind.
Yeah, I thought he had fair contact with the ball.
In real time, I didn't see anything wrong. Maybe the replay would tell us more. And he's explaining. Look at that.
Yeah, unless he charges him for tackle from behind.
From behind,
yes.
6 to 1, half a dozen or the other.
Yes,
that's what will happen.
It's one of those calls whether you either give or you don't give.
Yes. Free kick as Pio, Telmo Pio stands right in front, and Tafire Musa there making sure his defenders are in the right position. Prince Tafire Musa yelling at his defenders to occupy the correct position. Mbeba Ngube behind it. Referee says, let's go. Mbeba takes a long look downfield. Here he comes up now. Tries to play it short. It was too far for that idea. And here it comes on the near side. Mbeba to get the second bite of the cherry. My goodness, what was going through his mind?
I think he took his eyes off the ball. Yeah, because I think he was trying to think ahead of what he was going to do once he gets the ball. And then he forgot to pay attention to the ball, which rolled under his feet into touch.
Throw in to Dimbare with Chinyerere no more. Waving his players upfield. It's probably the message that he got at halftime from the coach. No more Chinyerere's throw. Comes to Ageman, who does well. Ageman gets the return pass. Ageman gets past his marker. And he goes down. A goal kick has just been awarded. The Frank Agemang threw himself into the advertising boards after failing to get past his marker in Hatuagoni. Another loose ball there, played by Highlanders. Mbeva, this time clipping a long ball forward. It's headed in the wrong direction, taken away by Dimbare. That was Mandivei. It comes back to Chiwunga. Does well to beat his marker. Chiwunga going through, playing it to Agemang. Turns away from his marker. Agemang is a busy bee, but I think he needs to be more technical in the way that he controls the ball. Here's a long ball from Ngube. A lovely one indeed, but Mandivei. It's Nyawarada who takes it away to Chiwunga. Chiwunga taking all the time and easily dispossessed. And Dimbare still fighting for this one. Cleared away by Shinyarere. Good reading of the ball on that occasion. Throw in. And the Dimbare fans already whistling. And when they do that, normally they want a change in the team. And if you were on the Dynamos bench, Joe, who would you change?
Well, at the moment, I don't think there's anything Dynamos are doing wrong. It's only that Highlanders are coming at them. What more can you expect from Mafios Chiweta, who's been terrorizing the Dynamos defense? But for now, I think it might be too early for Dynamos to make any changes. So, Chaminuka, I think hold your horses at the moment.
Oh, yes, indeed. Even Highlanders, I think they're doing well at the moment. So, both coaches are doing well. And Ageman beats his marker, picks up possession. This is a Pio. He's going forward, queuing up a shot, but decides to play it on the far side. And here it comes to the captain. Jalai wants to restart the formula. Mandivei playing it through, but easily taken away. The chance now for Jerimani. Does well. The shot from that distance, I don't think it would have troubled Rafael Pitisi. Highlanders now with Prince Ndovu playing the ball through to the near side. A good turn away from his marker. And still Ndovu. And it's a clearance by Nyawa, doesn't get very far. Comes back to Mshore. In the middle of the park is Melkana Ngube. Ngube, edge of the area, Ndovu. Ball flick through, and Tafire Musa can collect. 0-0 is still the scoreline. We've just played 10 minutes in the second half of the match here at Rufaro Stadium, the Battle of Zimbabwe. And the local matches don't come any bigger than this. Chiwunga was dominating in the middle in the first 45 minutes. He's putting himself under pressure with the way that he is delaying the distribution. Now it comes to Guatizo. This one goes out of play. Throw in to Highlanders. And this one taken up quite easily. Guatizo is in the wrong place. And Shinyerere gets past his marker. Finds his goalkeeper. He did well. Agyamang heads this one in the other direction and continues to chase the ball before challenging the Highlanders goalkeeper Rafael Pitisi, who throws to his captain Andrew Mbeva. Back to Pitisi. That was a good looking cross. Jalai just hooves it away. And Jerimani's header to Talent Dube. Talent Dube, I don't think he's aware that the goalkeeper could not pick the ball because he had created a problem for his goalkeeper. Jerimani away to the far side. And again, Highlanders will pick it up now. This is Chiweta. Chiweta turns one way, beating Jalai. Lays it through. Mshore queuing up a shot from the distance. What a shot, but it goes wide. A brilliant effort from Mshore. My goodness me, that was full-blooded. But unfortunately for him, it went wide.
And he was invited to take that shot. Look at that run, and he was given time to make a decision, and he went for goal, taking a ferocious shot, which went horribly off target. Marcel Mshore, remember, has 2 goals to his credit for Highlanders, and he was looking for his third. Unfortunately, he didn't get it in that instance. But good run by Highlanders and good attempt by Mshore.
Yes, Highlanders piling on the pressure. Dimbare repelling them from time to time, especially the likes of Nyawa and Soldier Minuka. Taking a long look downfield. Credit to him. This is a different Dynamos. And if with a few additions, maybe he could start climbing out of the murky waters of relegation. As for Highlanders, they just need 1 or 2 strikers to bury the chances that are coming their way. They do have a very decent goalkeeper, and Rafael Pitisi, who has actually forced the former national team goalminder onto the bench. It's Arios Banda. And so far so good for Pitisi. Throw in to Dimbare, Chinyerere to take it. Chiunga calling for it. Takes it back to Chinyerere, out of play for another throw. Mshore beginning to turn on the screw in the middle of the park. This is a good looking throw. Ageman riding a tackle. And this one taken away by Highlanders, who are applying all the pressure, but again, ball played into touch. Throw in. Chinyerere just urging his teammates to move forward. Jalai was calling for it. Taken long, this is Pio. Straight to the goalkeeper. I think you can only do that if you have spotted the goalkeeper off his line. But PTC was rooted to his line, and I don't think it was a good effort by Telmo Pio.
Yeah, if you decide to do that, you better be efficient and making sure that the goalkeeper is off his line. Otherwise, you're just passing the ball to the opposite goalkeeper.
Yes, Highlanders are coming through now. And Mandive plays it backwards, pumped forward by Prince Tafire Mutsa. Dimbare fans becoming vociferous, judging by the way they're moving their hands. Looks like they want to see a substitution. We've played an hour now. Pio. Nyawa stayed down. Ageman fighting for possession. This one rolls into touch. Throw into Highlanders. Atiwagoni. And he clears it long. This one all the way out. And he's apologizing to his teammates. Nyawa is down once again. He initially went down after a clearance. And I think he wants some attention before he can continue. Let's see if the referee has learnt his lesson in the first 45 minutes. Because what it means is that Nyawa is supposed to move, to leave the field of play. The game restarts, then he can join.
Yes, yeah, we wait to see referee if he's going to make that call, Arnold Ngube, that is. And the two teams are calling their players to their technical areas for further briefing. One thing that I've noticed, Stanley, on the Highlanders jerseys is that the player names that have been shown on their jerseys are the first names. You know, it then brings the question to say, do we have standard regulations for player identification on their jerseys? Because most of the Highlanders players, you can see that is their first names that is inscribed on their jerseys. And even if you look at the numbers, the font that is being used for Highlanders and Dynamos numbering is actually different. But if you look at other advanced leagues, you actually see that there's actually a specified font and size of the print on the player identifications. So maybe something that the Premier Soccer League should want to look into and say, what is the standard font, what is the standard text, and what is the standard numbering that we should use on our jerseys as a football league. Yes. There's sort of inconsistencies for both camps.
Yes, because now I've got Number 21, Neva Rauji.
Yes. His jersey showing
He's
just
replacing Brighton Ngube. Brighton Ngube, he was very quiet indeed in the first 45 minutes, including the second part of the second half. Now, Neva Rauji joins the fray as Dynamos prepare to clear their lines. With goalkeeper Tafremutsa carelessly playing the ball into touch. And finally, the ref finally got it right. Nyawa was off the field of play when the clearance was made, and possibly this is why Tafremutsa played the ball straight into touch to allow his defender to come back on the field of play. Now this is Tuagoni. Beva blocked and he immediately plays the ball back to PTC. Still 0-0 here at Rufaro Stadium in the Battle of Zimbabwe. Good header there from Chinyerere. Pio, all by himself, pumping a long ball forward, trying to find Perez Jr. And this one goes out of play. Throw in to Dimbare. Well, I've got a few good words for the young Dynamo strikers, Jerimani and Perez Jr. I mean, they've given a very good account of themselves this afternoon.
Yeah, indeed. They've come into this game showing us what they can do. They are confident on the ball. That's one thing that I liked about them. They are confident on the ball. You know, some players, when they come in, when they are introduced into the first team, they tend to rush their decisions. But I've seen these guys, these young boys, controlling the ball and trying to show us what they can do, which is good for them, good for their confidence, as well as going forward as they improve in the game.
Oh, yes, indeed, and I can see the ref trying to stamp his authority. Talent Dube wasn't happy with the tackle, and he wanted to take an issue or to make an issue with his Dimbare opposite number. And in the end, the referee intervened to cool tempers. As Jalai is about to take this throw, the Zimbabwe international, who excelled during the Zimbabwe-Namibia game. Tafremutsa a bit lucky. Mandiwe will clear the danger for Dimbare. Agyeman goes up for it, but taken away by Mbeva. Highlanders coming through on the near side. Prince Dovut shuffling it one way, then the other. Tumshore. But Jalai will collect. Agyeman has got the pace. Oh, he can run this Ghanaian. He has got the pace of an Olympian. But at the end of the day, it's out of play. Throw into Highlanders. Talking about the Ghanaian, if only he had enough technique, good control. He is harassing the defenders time and time again, but of course, Highlanders are standing firm. Mbeva pumps this one, and the goalkeeper Tafremutsa will come for it. Tafremutsa looks downfield. And the throw to Mandive. That was Perez Jr. thwarted in the process. The Highlanders are trying to come through now. This is a good looking opportunity. Mushore playing a good one, and the header goes out of play. That will be a throw in, a corner kick rather. And the Jalai looks like he's picked up an injury, and the Vietnam end of the stadium wants to see changes. Simply because Highlanders have made a change, they would like to do the same. The Soldier Minuka wants Agyeman to come and occupy the Highlanders players. I think this time it's going to be Junior Perezu. And as Junior Perezu, the cross is taken, headed away, and Perezu takes it away. Does he have the pace? Skips past his marker. Good marking from Talenzovu. Highlanders now on the far side. Mbeva. The cross will come. It's a good looking one, punched away by the goalkeeper. And finally Dimbare still under pressure. Mushore! And the goalkeeper does well. That was a good effort. And the goalkeeper stood his ground. Highlanders now smelling blood, and finally Jalai gives in. He picked up an injury during a period of some commotion, and these Highlanders supporters are in full voice. It's understandable because Chilamoya is turning on the screw and putting Dimbare under pressure. That effort was one such that would have broken the deadlock, but it didn't. And the Highlanders fans will always be full of voice. They are singing, waving their flags from side to side. They're creating a carnival atmosphere, Joe.
They always do. Your Highlanders fans are the kind of people that will give you that razzmatazz feel. When Highlanders is in town, you can feel their presence. Whenever Highlanders are on the pitch, you can actually feel the fans vibing and contributing to the atmosphere. And you can look at the contrasting situation that we are seeing on the Vietnam sand. Highlanders fans are happy. Dynamos fans are pensive.
Yes, the Bari fans are pensive. Estafremuta will pick up the ball. We restarted with a drop ball. And Nyawa to no more Shinyerere, who beats his marker. Very little forward play from Dimbare. They would like to restart from the back. Mandive Clive flicked on into the center. Ageman can't get to it. It's picked up by Arthur. Lovo Chungalot. Oh, lays it through. And a chance for Guatista. Oh my word. He did well to beat his marker, but unfortunately he doesn't have. But yes, the far side assistant referee will save his blushes.
But yes, give it to Guatizo. He created space for himself and he ventured into the box. But one thing again that comes to question now, Stanley, is Guatizo's technique. Does he have the right technique to know how to address the ball and get something out of it? He controlled the ball nicely, and then he tried to take a shot at goal. Of course, it was blocked, but you'd have expected him to get something out of that ball.
Yes, indeed. He should have at least put it in the back of the net and then accept the decision of the referee that it's offside. And then Mano Jalai still complaining about his mouth. Must have been the recurrence of the earlier injury that we saw him spit blood. And it's one player that Dimbare cannot afford to lose at the moment.
Not at all, not at all. And even the Warriors team that is actually flying out this evening after this game, Jalai is part of the delegation.
Highlanders to restart the formula with Mbeba, the captain. Andrew Mbeba, still in possession, lays it square. And this one was overcooked. And it goes out of play. It's out of play for a throw-in, according to the far side, to the near side assistant ref. Hatwagoni Malvin prepares to dispatch this throw-in from the near side. The Highlanders, meanwhile, are warming up their players on the bench. And this one, Jerimani, is brought down there by Regents Banda. So that will be a free kick. Here is Abire Muta's ball. Shinyerere plays it back. They find their goalkeeper once again. Mandivei. Chunga. Agemang tightly monitored. And now Mandivei clears the danger for Dimbare. Mbeba. Again, Dimbare lose possession rather unnecessarily. And in the end, Raul Geneva handles the ball in the process. So this will be a free kick to be taken by Dimbare. Nyawa to take it. With 72 minutes played, 18 to go to the 90. And this one is played back to the goalkeeper. Mandivei. Back to his goalminder. This is Shadrach Nyawa. Dimbare knocking it around, trying to stretch the Highlanders outfit. Chiungwa guiding it backwards. That was a dangerous one. Nyawa once again back to his goalkeeper, who finally clears towards the halfway line. Agyemang. Nyerere for Gwatidzo to Agyemang. Gwatidzo couldn't beat his marker, and in the end brings down his opposite number. That's Arthur Ndlovu down. That's the replay. Free kick to be taken, and the Highlanders making a substitution. Prince Ndlovu calls it a day.
And Prince Ndlovu is one of their goal scorers, and he's one of their influential players at Highlanders. He's very creative, and he's one who normally causes problems for many opponents. And Dynamos are making their own changes there.
Yes, Dynamos are making their own changes. Out comes Jeremani. We'll get the confirmations very soon. The in comes jersey number 47, Alexander Mandinyenya. As Timbare continue to press. Highlanders now with a chance here. Nevaraushi, edge of the area. He falls under challenge. And this one taken away. That was a blatant push on Perez Jr. Jeremani is the player who's been substituted. Timbare making their first change. Kwatidzo. Nyerere on the near side here, and Nyerere couldn't, that's Mandinyenya, could not keep the ball in play. Now to Andrew Mbeba. Pumping a long ball forward. Nyerere averts the danger. Timbare trying to keep a tight rein on the movements of the diminutive, tricky player from Highlanders, Chiweta. Oh, he's such a tricky customer. Mafia's Chiweta. Whenever he gets possession first, you don't stand a chance at all. He will sweep past you like you've never been there.
He's very tricky.
Very tricky.
Very slippery as well. And Dynamos are coming into this game missing Keith Madeira, who's suspended. And you probably would have wanted to be involved in this game. So Keith Madeira missing for Dynamos due to a suspension.
And we also understand that Donald Jinyai has since emigrated to the United Kingdom. And is doing something else. And the Timbare fans have burst into song as the cross comes in. That's a poor header from Highlanders. Goal kick to Timbare. I think the attacking play for both sides leaves a lot to be desired. They are not precise in front of goal.
Both teams, Stanley, I think they need that. Maybe the old school striker, the old school box player, who is there to do nothing else but just to finish and make sure they put icing on the cake or the creative play for the two teams. The finishing has been poor for both teams.
Oh, yes, indeed. As the ball runs into touch, the substitute, Hubert Ngube, thought it was his. And Mandinyenya adjudged to have impeded an opponent. Here's Andrew Mbeba to dispatch the ball forward. 13 to the 90. 0-0 the scoreline. It's headed away. And finally made sure by Mandive. Goal kick.
It would seem that the usually reliable Highlanders scorers have been shut out today by Dynamos, which I think has actually been Dynamos' stronghold defensively. For the reason Spanda has given Highlanders 5 goals so far, Brighton Nube has given Highlanders 4 goals so far, Mason Mushore has given Highlanders 2 goals so far. But today they've actually been shut out by Dynamos, which Dynamos have actually expressed that they are good defensively.
Yes,
only the goals up front that are not coming.
Yes, indeed, they're quite good defensively. And it's only the goals, as you quite rightly say, that are lacking. In Highlanders, on the other hand, they've got players that can get goals. Here they come now. Timbare, but PTC can clear. Jalai. Mandive allows that one over the byline. Throw in to be taken by the captain, Emmanuel Jalai.
And if it stays like this, Stanley, both teams haven't kept a clean sheet in their last 3 games. So if it stays 0-0 all, that would be an achievement for the 2 teams this afternoon for having kept a clean sheet in this particular one.
Don't forget, you're talking of the biggest 2 teams in the country, Joe. These are the teams, these are the standard bearers. Dynamos have won more trophies than anybody else, followed by Highlanders. And these are the 2 teams that supply the Zimbabwe national team with top-class players. You know, we do have the late Adam Ndlovu, and also there is his young brother Peter Ndlovu. Those are players that illuminated the scene during yesteryear. But of course, this time around, they found the going very difficult indeed. Nyawa concedes the corner.
And if this game had to get a goal right now, Stanley, with 10 minutes to go, it would definitely ignite the stadium. Whichever set of fans will get that goal, they will be celebrating like no one business.
Definitely. The Highlanders being on the road, they would like to smash and grab the 3 points here and continue to bother the teams that are at the top of the log. And Kelvin Kaindu, their mentor, is desperate to impress. Andrew Mbeba with the corner kick. This one looks good. Punched away. This was fisted away by the goalkeeper. He gave it an uppercut and played the ball into touch on the near side here. I think he must improve his technique, Tafremutsa. That is the fist of a boxer.
So meaning he's multi-talented. He's a goalkeeper in football and he can be a good boxer at that.
Yes, indeed. This is how it came. Look at it. He actually swung his fist towards it. Normally goalkeepers will go with 2 fists and make sure they get the best distance. It didn't happen. Nyerere with the throw, ball out of play once again. And it looks like both teams are now tired. The effort that we saw in the first 45 minutes is no longer there. Pio flicks it over an opponent. Goes through, loses possession. Highlanders clear the danger. And Nyerere into the center. But Regent Spanda does very well. Rauji turning one way, then the other. Good skills from the youngster. Here they come now. Ngube. Lovely play on the near side. Tumshore. Tumshore with a good looking cross. And this one still in play. And Nyawa top fox it out of play. He's one player who has impressed on the Dynamo side. While Andrew Mbeba and Chiweta, among others, have impressed for Highlanders. Corner kick on the near side here for Highlanders in a goalless situation. 8 minutes to the 90. And Prince Tafine Mutsa understandably worried. with the positioning of his defenders. To make matters worse, he's now facing the sun. And Timbare cleared the ball, but it's a throw into Highlanders, who tried to play a short corner, but it didn't work out.
Yeah, I thought Mbeba was going to fly that ball into the box. Yeah, it's a wasted corner kick.
Wasted corner kick indeed. A long throw inside the box, headed away by Nyawa. Timbare still trying to make it safe, but again Highlanders have got possession. The cross will come. This one, Rauji, straight comes off the referee, who says play on because Highlanders still have possession. Yes, I do agree. It's just that it was too far from Timbare's goal line, and a free kick for Highlanders in a very promising position. If they can get this cross in the box to a Highlanders player, that's how the foul came about. Mandive Clive is the perpetrator. The Highlanders bench a bit pensive. It's kind of looking at the clock, of course, time is running out. He wanted to pick up 3 points against an ailing Timbare outfit, but it wasn't to be. It normally happens that Timbare or any of these two teams or Highlanders, they may be playing badly, but when they meet, they raise the game. They raise it through the roof, and form goes out through the window.
It's always a high-stakes game, and players want to win it. They don't want to lose to the other side.
Beva, responsible for all set-piece duties, is behind it. The referee says, let's go. Beva still waits. Still waits. He finally comes in. Oh my goodness. What is this? A hopeless looking ball. Was he trying to find the near post?
I think that's what he wanted to do. Try to catch everyone by surprise. Go for the near post.
And then Nyawa now to Mandinyenya, who gets away from his markers. Now Jalai will have to rest backwards. And this is for the goalkeeper. Timbare quite content in knocking the ball around. Pio clipping it through for Ageman. Oh, he does well. That was brilliant. Ball played through, but again, young Pereso couldn't fashion a pass from there. Rauji for Highlanders. Nyawa is the first to arrive and clears the danger. Still goalless, 5 minutes from the 90, and the Timbare fans are already whistling. They would like to see another change. It's a long one inside the area. Cleared away by Chiunga. Jube will pick it up. Along the ground, Chueta. Too many touches, and this one goes out of play. Giving away possession cheaply there. The highly talented youngster.
And from the other center across the country, Kwekwe United are leading Greenfield by 1-0 through a goal scored by Tafazwa Muzenda. So Kwekwe United will definitely, desperately win. Need these 3 points if should they maintain the scoreline as it is.
And they do, of course, put the other teams in relegation zone under pressure. Chinyerere finding Gwatizo, who tried a flick that fails. This back pass comes back again to Atuagoni. This one, Chinyerere will pick it up. Timbare with Chiunga. Into the center, Pio tries to turn but thwarted. Bit of a ding-dong affair. Agemang, that was Chinyerere. Bitten. Chiunga recovering now. And in the end, it's back again with Highlanders. That's a good-looking ball on the far side. Pereso Jr. Here he is once again. Anasio Perez Jr. to contend with Chueta. Hit the master dribbler. And a chance here, but good clearance. Very nearly a goal for Highlanders. And the goalkeeper did well to clear the danger. Here is Jalai to Chiwunga. Back to Perez Jr. Ball played through. Pio runs and good turn away by Arthur. And all the way once again. Highlanders taking some time in dispatching these passes. Jalai. Finds support from the far side. Timbare. Pio. This is a good looking cross. The shot and straight to the goalkeeper. He tried a very difficult technique. The idea was right, but the degree of difficulty was just too much. And PTC made it look simply.
And he had support on the left through Guatizo. He was there to receive the ball. He had delayed it not for Guatizo. Probably something more would have come out of it.
Well, maybe he thought that everybody, including the Highlanders players, knew he would play to Guatizo. But anyway, that was a good effort by Agyemang. Still in possession. And in the end, I think the ball has crossed the line. And a goal kick to Highlanders. As we see Jalai with a bit of juggles there. And I hear that we are going to play 2 minutes of stoppage time. We're left with 30 seconds of regulation time. Only 2 minutes. But it could be longer given the fact that Tafremutsa Prince is down injured. Again, both Kelvin Kaindu and Sol Chaminuka. Yes, the board is up. 2 minutes of stoppage time has been given by the match referee. And again, we hope the goalkeeper will be able to continue in the next 2 minutes.
If it ends like this, Stanley, Highlanders will move one place up to 9th, and Dynamos will maintain their poor 16th position, which is not familiar territory when we talk of Zimbabwean football and Dynamos in murky waters.
Yeah, they're beginning to look like Manchester United now, getting familiar with the lower reaches of the league. That's a good header. Nyerere just plays it blindly. And this one rolls out of play on the far side for a throw in to Highlanders. Talent Dube to take it. Ngube. Pio takes it away. Jalai will make sure it's safe. But then he curled it out of play first. Before it came back. And Highlanders now restart the formula. Rizensbanda has done very well. A chance here for Highlanders, but it's cleared away by Dimbare. Guatizo wanted to get round his marker. Highlanders are still coming through. Never Auge, this fails. Sure had a touch. Now it comes to Mandinyenya, Pio to Agyemang, who couldn't get past his marker. Mandivei. Pio all the way to the far side. And the referee has blown to end the match here at Rufaro Stadium. Oh, it is fair to say that, look, the two teams gave it their all. They couldn't break the deadlock. It ended 0-0. But of course, we were not short of goal-mouth action. We were not short of entertainment here. And of course, this leaves me only to give John Kani a chance to give us a brief analysis of the entire 90.
Yeah, and of course, true to form, Dynamos didn't get a goal. They've played their 8th home game this afternoon, making it their 5th draw for the season. And the Highlanders on the road, this is their 8th game that they played away from home, and this is their 5th draw away from home. But otherwise, an open game, Stanley, end to end. Both teams gave as much as they could get, and I think the Dynamos back line, they maintained their form of being solid at the back. They protected Prince Tafire Mutsa. They did not concede a goal, having conceded goals in the last 3 games. And Highlanders on the other side will feel aggrieved that they didn't get a goal out of this game, because they came in on the offensive in the early parts of the game. But at the end of the day, I think a goalless draw will probably be a fair result. But of course, the fans would have wanted to celebrate a goal, either goal for Dynamos or Highlanders. But at the end of the day, it remains goalless, an open-ended game. And the referee is fine. Few questionable decisions here and there, but generally a good game of football for the 2 sets of fans.
Oh yes, I must say that, look, the way the referee performed, he didn't influence the end result of the game. But there are some little points here and there that we picked. The failure to send players out after injury, and they can only join after the game has restarted. That, of course, will be getting him some questions from his bosses. That's Arnold Ngube. Well, what they will do with that, we don't know. But of course, as time goes on, they may inform us as we wait for the coaches who will be talking to our men by the touchline.
And it was also good to see from the fans. We had Wolves player, our vice captain for the National Warriors, Marshall Munetsi, who was part of the crowd this afternoon.
Oh yes, indeed, the Wolves player, Marshall Munetsi, has flown back home so that he can join the rest of the team in flying to Morocco, with Michael Nis creating some camaraderie in the team spirit prevailing as we wait for the interviews, so that those interviews will come with the 2 coaches being summoned to come and speak to our producers there. But of course, I must say that once again, Kelvin Kaindu, yes, is doing a good job at Highlanders. If only he can get some strikers. The defense is looking good. The midfield is sound, but the strikers are a bit shy in front of goal.
Yes, I think it's to do largely with the wrong decision making. You know, where you take the more difficult option as opposed to something that can actually give you more. And again, we give credit to Dynamos, who are solid at the back. And in the final analysis, this was Dynamos' 10th game without a win, and this was Highlanders' 4th game without a win.
Yeah, not good reading for Dimbare, but of course Highlanders, they would like to avoid such statistics so that at the end of the day they'll be part of the narrative at the end of the day as to who will win the league. Now I can see Kelvin Kaindu, the Highlanders coach, is getting ready to talk to our producers. It's over to you.
Right, we're just waiting there to hook up with the two respective coaches, KK, Kelvin Kayindu, and Madzibaba Sol Chaminuka. As soon as they have organized that, we will go back to Rufaro Stadium. And as we just getting shots from the stadium, that's Nyale once again. And yes, 0-0 it finished. Highlanders move back to number 9. Remember, they were number 10. They swap places with Manica Diamonds, who lost to Caps United yesterday by 1-0. And Dynamos remain in 16th position. Kwekwe United, if they have held on for the win, they swap places with Triangle United. Now the Sugar Boys are getting a bitter taste at the very bottom. And the Gold Boys digging a little bit of Ngoda. Kwekwe United going to number 17. We're just waiting, like I said, to hear from KK and Madzibaba. Uche, as we take a look at the highlights. Uche, I think exciting game. First half, both halves were quite something to behold.
To be sincere, CNN, I'm actually a bit surprised by the way Dynamos went about their business today, and not that mediocre or average side. They were knocking the ball around with intent, but it's only the teeth up front that remain, the problem area for Dynamos. But overall, they were good. But in terms of chances, Highlanders had a lot of chances, like you saw. But Frame Nuta, the goalkeeper for Dynamos, made the difference today.
All right, I think Chief Justice, my man of the match, Prince Tafire Muta. Uche, you concur with that? Yeah?
Beyond the 100% marker.
Right. Yeah. Chief Justice, your man of the match?
Yeah, I agree.
Prince Tafire Muta.
He did very well. He kept
we all
the team
agree
into the game. Yeah. So I think that accolades he deserves.
Yep.
And he is such a good goalkeeper.
He is, eh?
Yeah, he is such a very good goalkeeper. And maybe I think he just need to put into his game some aggression. Because in organization, as the back line of the defense, you need to have the biggest voice. But he is doing well. Maybe some one or two more years he can develop to something else.
Oh yeah, yeah. Tafire Muta definitely in brilliant form. He's always been a good goalkeeper. I was watching him when before he joined Dynamos at the Rentals. He was the first choice there. Arrived at Dynamos. He said to change one or two, play second fiddle. But now I think he is number 1 at Dynamos. He's got, of course, competition. He has from Wilson, Tatenda Wilson there, and I think with Sol Chaminuka, it's good when you have two competitive goalkeepers like what we have at the Warriors now. Elvis Presley Chipezese is back at the Warriors fold, so he'll give good competition there to Sekuru Gudo, Washington Arubu, who is number 1. So Uche, Kwekwe United, if they've held on, they've moved one play, and listen, it's still a long way to go. You never know. They might still survive relegation. I don't know.
Yeah, CNN, it's still a long way to go. But if you pick the 3 points, it means you're also, softening everything around you. And it's good to get the 3 points. But for Dynamos, if you look at a league match, CNN, like we always say, it's trichotomous. There are 3 results: draw, win, and victory. Of the 3 results, Dynamos needed victory more compared to Highlanders. Because for me, a draw is more of 2 points lost. Because right now, you see, Kwekwe United, they're picking the points. If Triangle pick the points, it means Dynamos are gravitating towards anchoring. But in terms of how
the Chief Justice isn't like that. Our camera didn't pick him there. Chief Justice, when Uche was saying it means Dynamos will gravitate towards, and Chief Justice went something like this.
I feel the pinch, I feel the pinch, and I understand what Uche is saying.
But is there promise? Sorry to butt in, Chief. Just promise from today's encounter against Highlanders. Promise that your Glamour boys can start going up.
Especially when they have the top strikers. If you have people who can put the ball behind the net, then with this performance you can survive and even become in the mid-table. But with such a scenario, these games can come as we go. Many games, good games, but with draws, losing 2 points, like Uche pointed before, it's not a safe side, a safe scenario like this. But if they start banging in goals, then it can be better situation.
Oh yes, if you missed this, a lot of people were not aware that the game would start at 2 p.m. That's probably why the crowd was a bit thin. But we also had a whopping 70,000 viewers who were following us on our Facebook page, was following the game, the program. So thanks so much. You are the owners of the game, and we hope to be keeping those kind of viewership numbers up. I know that we get much more, but still this was good because a lot of people were not aware that the game was starting at 2 p.m. It was done, the early kickoff, to give those who will be going to Morocco time to go and prepare quickly, take a hot bath and whatever, and rush to the airport. That's Jalai and company. Whether Marshal Moneti and Marvelous Nakamba are going to be included in that party by Michael Nisa, we still haven't found out. Probably, hey, because Michael Nisa would like to keep that team intact. So again, a reminder that the Warriors play on the 6th and the 10th against the Stallions of Burkina Faso, and then the Minas of Niger, 6th and 10th. And the other Warriors start the ball rolling next Wednesday when we take on the Dodos of Mauritius in the first game of the COSAFA Cup for 2025. Kickoff is 1500 hours. Well, we won't be going back to Mbiles, so we'd just like to thank all of you for watching this goalless, exciting draw. Do enjoy the rest of your viewing here on ZBC TV. It just leaves me to thank Uche Achiford Mundava. Thanks. It's always good when you're around, Uche.
My pleasure, Senan. Thank you so much.
And well, Chief Justice, hoping that things are starting to move in the right direction. Chief, it's always good when you're around.
Thank you, Legendary. Thank you.
Okay, right. And you are the best. You know that. You are the best because you are the owners of the game. That's just about it. From everybody from ZBC TV Sports, fronted by our producers, Bevan Shinurai, Stuart Shoriwa, Tinashe Manyoni, and Gina Gwanzura, we say, remember to take care of your loved ones and each other. I'm Charles, CNN Mabika. Until we meet again, it's bye-bye for now.
So this is what's known as a bullseye and a 3D tournament. So what the children will do is they shoot 6 rounds at a bullseye target, which is at 10 and 15 meters, and then they shoot at varying distances from 10 up to 15 different animals on the 3D range. And welcome, ladies and gentlemen. This is a walkthrough on how an AGA archery tournament takes place.
Round 1.
The rules are pretty simple. There are 2 ranges. There will be a 3D and a bullseye range. You will be required to shoot in 6 rounds on both ranges, and each score will add up to 300 points for you individually. And also for your team, whatever your scores are added together, and the teams with the most points win their certain sections. There are possibilities in place where you yourself could end up having the highest score, but if your team doesn't get close to your score, the team scores could be affected as a result. Equipment-wise, the requirement here is as follows. Each archer must have 6 arrows, but must only shoot 5 at a time. The spare arrow is used in the case of a bounce out. A bounce out is defined by the arrow hitting the target and bouncing back towards the archer. Promptly then, a basic archery instructor will give you a chance to use your 6th arrow and will now watch as any bounce outs now need to be called either by your shooting partner or a basic archery instructor. No more than 6 arrows are ever allowed to be shot at any given point in any tournament. The clothing that is required for archery is virtually whatever school colors you want to represent. You can wear your cap, you can wear your school shirts, shorts. For girls, they can wear skirts. There's absolutely no restrictions on clothing. It is all up to the archer how much he or she will be comfortable.